Well, hi there, everyone. It's late Wednesday night on the East Coast. It's not as late in Las Vegas, and we're here with Katrina. How you doing, Katrina?
I'm alright. How are you?
I am good. All right, so I'm back in Virginia. I'm back betting like an adult in a state where I can bet on FanDuel, and there's our game's going right now. And I did a video, and it's fun because we didn't talk. Since before I did the video, so I don't know what you saw in the video and what you bet, and you're gonna look on your phone to see what you bet right now and see what your bankroll is, and we'll talk about what to do. Let's do it. So how's your day going? What did you bet?
So I obviously bet your two top picks. I believe they're the Dodgers and the Yankees.
You are correct. Poor Yankees, losing 8-1.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yep.
So did you do that on a parlay or a round robin, or did you just bet them straight?
I did all of those. I did some straight bets for both of them separately. I did the two of them on a two thing parlay,
Yeah.
a two
Mm-hmm.
parlay,
Yeah.
and obviously that lost. Half of that lost or more.
Yeah.
And then I did a couple of parlays that were like 7 or 8 games.
Parlays or round robins?
What's the difference? What?
So so a parlay usually means that you have to get every single one of the games right to get paid, whereas a round robin is by 2s, by 3s, by 4s or something, where you only have to get that number of games right to get paid something. So I think you probably did round robins, I'm guessing.
I did.
And,
I did.
okay, do you remember which teams are on them?
So I had 2 tickets. I did one with. Oh, this is really confusing the way they put this.
That's
But
okay.
I did,
Yeah, start reading the teams off if you can.
I did the Dodgers for one ticket. I did Dodgers, Yankees, Marlins, and these are all to win.
Good.
Boston Red Sox, Guardians, Braves,
Uh-huh.
Giants, Mets.
Mets. Yeah. So you've won 4 of those if Cleveland holds on so far, and 2 of the other ones are going. So, and you split up a couple round robins or something. So you're probably going to have a losing day on that because you really need to only miss like 1.
That's a round robin by 3. That ticket.
Yeah, you'll get something back there because you've already got 4 winners, and Boston hopefully will win. So that's not that bad. I actually am probably going to win money today, or at least break even. Sorry, it's not over. I will get 6 out of 7 if Boston wins. I get 5 out of 7 if they don't. I, of course, lost with the Yankees on a ticket where I had Dodgers, Yankees, Miami, Boston, Cleveland, Philadelphia, Seattle. That's 7 I had. Seattle won as an under. I didn't even take Arizona because I was scared of it, and Arizona won or was winning.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, Arizona's up 7-0 in the top, and I think they have the bases loaded.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They were due a win. They were due 1 win.
Anytime, this is why I always say never listen to me, always listen to the algorithm, unless I'm pointing out something that the algorithm is distorting, like a AAA pitcher or something like we had today. Anyway. All right, so that's good. So you're probably going to lose a little bit, it seems like, maybe even more than a little bit. So is there anything that we can do right now with the scores right now? Well, the Boston game is going into the 6th inning, and it's 0-0. On the algorithm, the Boston Red Sox are the 5th pick of the day with an 11% margin. It means they're supposed to win. So you can rebet Boston right now is probably the most reliable thing to do, but the line's not going to be excellent. It's going to be like minus 150 or something, depending on what's going on. San Diego's just killing the Mets. I would not bet the Mets anymore. And the Rockies-Giants game is interesting. So the Rockies-Giants game is a game where I would say bet Colorado plus 1.5. For a few reasons, and I talked about this as I was recording a video before you called. So the algorithm thinks that San Francisco is actually not is on the lower third of all the teams. Like there's Only 4 picks that are supposedly worse than San Francisco. And San Francisco was a big favorite here. Well, they're at home, and Colorado's tied with them in the 7th inning. And that plus 1.5 line for Colorado is probably kind of reasonable, even though it's in the 7th inning. You should look that up right now. I bet you it's like minus 175 or minus 150, maybe.
One of the apps has it as minus.
So you're looking at Colorado Rockies plus 1.5 runs. It's the first one listed. It's called the run line.
Minus 315 in one of these.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a bad line. What about Colorado to win?
It's actually an underdog line.
Oh, I'm sure.
Plus 180 in one of the apps.
That actually has value right now. So here's why. We have this game being close anyway. And Colorado's bullpen is screwed up because they're in Colorado. And San Francisco's bullpen is bad somehow this year. San Francisco has actually probably about the 5th or 6th, 7th worst bullpen on this list, which is really weird because they used to have a better bullpen. So something's up with them. So Colorado's getting paid if they win. You could throw a little on Colorado to win. It's a very good line, and it could happen. And they beat them last night also. So I would say you could throw a little bit. Not a lot, but a little because that's a good line. The other thing was betting Boston. So you can see what the line is on Boston. That's your most reliable thing to do. Like, if it's probably at minus 150 right now, maybe. What are the Red Sox right now? At top of the 6th, 1 out. Maybe even 130. Minus 130. Wow, they just put up 11 runs in the Mets game. I bet an alternate over on the Mets San Diego game of over 13.5 runs at plus 360. It's a $25 bet that pays $162 if it wins. They're already at 11 runs in the 5th inning. I knew this was going to happen after watching the first few innings of this game. Yeah. And so that's 4 more runs. That's very, very likely. Even though the Mets are just getting walked. It might be all San Diego. San Diego might win 18-0, but it doesn't matter. So that's another thing you could bet right now. Go look at the San Diego Mets game at the over-under and see what the over-under is set at. Something's weird about the ball flying out of San Diego today because it's just ridiculous. They're hitting all the Mets pitchers. Mets only have 1 hit, too. So it's going to be all San Diego runs. But things get sloppy in big games like this, and runs sometimes keep happening when they get to so many runs this early.
Okay, so you told me to do 3 things.
I know. This is what live betting is. It's a lot of going back and forth and watching different games. So, like, the Colorado line is probably even better right now because it's now in the bottom of the 7th inning. So I bet you it's like plus 200 right now. And then for the Rockies, the Mets over-under is probably set at 14 maybe right now.
13.5.
Yeah, bet over that. That's the one I have. Bet it as well. Because yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Because something's going on. And there's just a lot of runs going out of the ballpark, and the pitching doesn't matter anymore, so there's a chance for more runs. Yeah. And the Mets have come back this year from down 6. They might spark some offense, but I think it's just going to be all San Diego runs for some reason. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And then Boston is fighting against... So the Angels fired their manager, a guy who had won a World Series before. And so that's kind of been the news, is they've lost 13 in a row, and it was so bad that they fired their manager. So everyone's watching them to try to win. But the Red Sox are a better team, and they're playing better. So it's like, do you believe that the Angels are going to continue to be like the Berenstein Bears? Or whatever? Not the Berenstein Bears. What is that? Oh, God. Bad News Bears. The Bad News Bears, which is an old movie. Really, really old movie with Walter Matthau. Do you know who Walter Matthau is?
Sounds familiar.
Sounds familiar? The Odd Couple? I'm extremely old. You're not nearly as old as me. But there was an old movie called The Bad News Bears that was back when there were only 5 channels of cable. We used to watch things and that was on. Anyway, the Angels are the Bad News Bears right now. They can't win a game. They need a girl to pitch for them instead of Shohei Ohtani. Alright, these are jokes that people who may be watching this video are getting. But maybe not. Alright, so what are you doing, I guess, before we end the video and you make a bet?
I just trying to bet the Rockies to win, Colorado win. I just bet the over in the Mets and
over 13. Yeah.
The Mets game.
Over 13.
And
yeah.
You said Boston?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but only if the line is better than minus 130. So, like, what is it at? That's the top of the stick. 120?
Yeah.
Yeah, take it. They're number 4 on the list, and you trust the algorithm. That's a great price. For example, they started the game at minus 164. So anything better than 164 is better than you got before the game. And even though you have it on one of your round robins, they're the best thing left to win. And for all the reasons that they're a better team, and the Angels are just having the worst. Like, if the Angels beat you, then by golly, the Angels beat you. But make them beat you. Like, you want to have the money on the Red Sox. That's what that is.
Okay.
So, all right, cool. All right, I'm going to shut the video. We're going to still talk, but I'm going to shut the video.
Okay.
So good luck. May all your picks be winning. Well, hi there. How's it going, everyone? It's an MLB algorithm update here Wednesday night. Recording some scores. We might get a call from Katrina, and it might help her make a live bet. But I wanted to go over the file today because I really wasn't able to go over it much in preparation for the day. But now it's the end of the day, and I've got basically all my work done. So I'm taking a look at it today and determining whether or not there's any action that you can make at this hour, which you won't really get this when I upload the video because it'll be too late. But it's good to talk about in theory. So, the Boston game and the San Francisco game and the Mets game still going on. It's 7-0 San Diego now. This game's tied. Boston, LA is 0. The Angels 0-0. It's 10-0 Philadelphia right now. Interesting there. So I'm going to pull the games that are not finished yet and really are still close. I'm going to pull them out and look at the rest of the day. You can see right up top the Yankees losing is huge. And they got spanked too. They lost like 8-1, I think. So that's a big hard miss. Don't know what happened in that game. Didn't really pay attention. But other than that, Dodgers win about the way we thought. Miami wins a very low-scoring game against Washington and a weird pitcher's duel. Miami had a lot of guys on early but couldn't score in that game. Listen to a little bit of that one on the radio. Atlanta just blows out Oakland after Oakland took a short lead early. So the odds makers do better than us. This is kind of what I want to make this video about is the algorithm doing better than the odds makers? The answer is almost every day. It almost does better than the algorithm every single day. Almost every day. And today you'll see, well, here's where Atlanta, the odds makers got this game more correct. As you can see, this is a 10 or 11 run differential that Atlanta beat Oakland, and they were minus 238. So the odds makers have this game on top, and they are right to have it on top as Atlanta won by 11 runs. I believe there was a AAA pitcher there pitching or somebody's first start for Oakland. Yeah, Jared Koenig's first start. So I used his AAA stats, which were pretty good. Well, this isn't AAA, apparently. This is the world champion Atlanta Braves, and they hit him hard. So that's kind of understandable how the odds makers have that better than the algorithm, because we're using AAA stats for that guy. So other than that, I mean, Dodgers okay. You can see the Dodgers and Yankees have the exact same line. One wins, one doesn't. Marlins do not cover. So us putting them below here, you see the Dodgers cover. Marlins don't. Atlanta does, obviously. Cleveland beating Texas right now 4-0. Good algorithm, has it in a good spot. Toronto losing to Kansas City early on today. Both the algorithm and us missed that. Here, Philadelphia, winner. Then we start to get into our underdogs. We have 5 underdogs right here. Mets are getting destroyed, so this is a loss for the algorithm where the odds makers have this better because the odds makers have San Diego. If you open this up, you can see what the odds makers have. The Odds makers have San Diego at, where's that game now? Odds makers have San Diego at minus 133. So here, if the Mets lose, which they look like they're going to lose, and St. Louis absolutely lost and got crushed, these two underdogs lost. But the other three underdogs won or are winning. Arizona's up like 6-0 going into the 9th inning. Detroit wins early on. Seattle wins over Houston. So on 5 underdogs, if you get 3 right and 2 wrong, you beat the odds makers, because that's how that works. So we got more underdogs correct, which means we beat the odds makers today. And we have a chance at the Mets coming back down 7-0 also, even though that's highly unlikely. Now, let's talk about the to-be-determined games. We have Boston up here at 11% margin. It's a 0-0 game. This is a 1-1 game, San Francisco and Colorado. But what's interesting about this is here, actually it might not be 1-1 anymore. No, it's still 1-1, top of the 6th. So we have the San Francisco game all the way down here. So if something funky happens in this game and Colorado ends up winning, this would be another victory for the algorithm over the odds makers, because we have this game which is minus 220 all the way down here as, what is that, the 10th pick of the day instead of the 2nd pick of the day that the odds makers have. So keep an eye on that. And then we have Boston way up here. And, the Angels are certainly a team going through a lot of difficulty right now. We'll see if they can pull something out tonight. But the way it's been going, Boston might win that game. So that's the update. If you're going to do anything live betting, if Katrina's, not calling yet, so she's probably busy. What I did is I took the alternate over in this Mets-San Diego game because it's already 7-0 in, I believe, the 4th inning. Let's see where we are here. Middle of the 5th inning. I took an alternate over because, even though Bassett is out of the game, which was causing a lot of difficulty, San Diego was hitting him right. Mets are going to try to get back into this game at some point, see if they can get a few. But the ball seems to be moving out of this park tonight, and these out-of-control games, sometimes you have secondary, like players even pitching sometimes. I think maybe they stopped doing that. You have to have like an eligible pitcher or something. But they'll bring in relievers that can give up runs in situations like this when the game's this out of hand. So I'm thinking this game probably can get over 11.5 or 12, even though the over is probably, I don't know what it's set at right now, but I bet an over 13.5 at like plus 360. So we'll see if they can pull out. The Mets can come back and tie that up 7-7, then we'll win that. Now, down here, Rockies plus 1.5 is an interesting idea because we have this as sort of a close game, score-wise. 1.8 differential, 6 to 4.2. But this game has been closer. The weather situation must not be conducive to runs if it's only 1-1 here in the 6th inning. So that Colorado plus 1.5 is an interesting pick, and you could probably get a reasonable line on it because San Francisco is so favored in this game. So those are a couple things I watch for, and also Boston winning, because how can you not bet against the Angels right now? So that's the update. It's looking like a day where the algorithm once again does better than the odds makers in terms of hitting underdogs and in terms of placement of games, where the only thing I didn't like is seeing Atlanta as the 4th pick, but it was a AAA pitcher going for Oakland, so it kind of makes sense. All right, guys. Good luck, everybody. We'll be back again on Thursday. I will have a video for Thursday. But if you want a copy of the file, you need to pay something. The standard is like $20 for a 7-day subscription. That's what I was doing before. I'll do that again because I'm not sending the email out with the file and everything to everybody. The email list got too big over the last few days. So it's just for paying people. And if you don't want to pay or don't have the money to pay or for whatever reason, you can just catch the video. And I will do the video a little later in the day tomorrow, I believe, to catch the games. I don't know if it's a travel day or what tomorrow. Let me look. Actually, you can look right here. You can look tomorrow. There's 12th. Oh gosh, it's all day games. All right, so we'll have to do a video early, before noon. Anyway, all right. Good luck, everybody. May all your picks be winning. May the Mets come back and score some runs.